Hello and welcome to today's Partner Infopedia web conference. This is the third of the Windows 10 learning series. This is overview of Windows 10 for small and mid-sized businesses. Presenting for us today, please welcome Senior Product Marketing Manager Brian Smith. Brian, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Dawn Marie. Appreciate it. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Really appreciate having you here. Today we'll be walking through the SMB pitch deck. This is a piece of material that's available on our partner sites, available to partners to pitch to SMB customers. So we'll be walking through this deck as if presenting to an SMB customer. So I'll speak in the part of a partner who's presenting to an SMB customer. We'll do this deck and I'll play that role through the majority of the presentation, and at the end we'll have a short Q&A at the end if there's time. And as you can see on this slide, there are certain spots in this material where it's customizable. The idea here is that you can put your own title, your own name, your own logo, and at the end there's also calls to action that you can customize yourself when you're talking to your customers. So let's get started. We know as an SMB you require technology solutions that meet your business needs. A recent survey reports that 73% of small businesses and 81% of medium businesses believe the single most important factor of whether to invest in a technology solution is whether it fits your business strategy, whether you're going to see a tangible benefit. We know as an SMB you must spend very wisely. You view technology as an investment in your business, your strategy, in your life, and in yourself. A solution must deliver a high return. It needs to tangibly and materially improve your business, be simple with a small learning curve, and take advantage of and integrate with your existing solutions. So what are the current trends that you're facing? What opportunities are you facing? The first is likely the rise of mobile computing. According to the survey, over half of SMBs support a mobile workforce. 43% of their employees work from more than one location. In short, employees, even at small businesses, want to work from anywhere or on multiple devices, from their phones, tablets, PCs, tablets, smartwatches, even TV screens. And SMBs purchased over 100 million devices in 2013, expected to grow to 147 million in 2018. Tablets are growing at 26% per year, and even the trusted laptop is still growing at 8% annually. Of course, enterprises want to enable employees to collaborate from anywhere and get their apps from anywhere, and you want this too. It's a huge benefit to your business. The second trend is the push towards cloud services. PCs and devices becoming much more capable through the use of cloud-connected services, which enable you to access data from anywhere and share it with anyone, collaborating real-time with colleagues, communicating instantly. Hosting your apps and services in the cloud enables you to shift IT costs from CapEx to OpEx, improving your cash position. It also allows you to scale IT up or down rapidly as needed. In short, cloud services are a tremendous boon and opportunity to SMBs. Now, of course, mobility is more than just buying a cheap tablet and a cloud service. As I said, you need a business solution, something that's simple to use, integrates the cloud and the PC. You need devices that fit your business needs and the broadest range and selection of devices. You want those devices that are simple to set up, simple to maintain without a lot of overhead, management built in from the ground up. And finally, you want to make sure that the solutions you rely on and put your hard-earned cash into are secure enough to protect your most vital asset, your data and your information. You'll find all of this in Windows 10. Microsoft believes it's the best device platform for modern business. It's designed for the modern world of cloud services and mobility. Windows 10 is both simple to use and tightly integrated with the cloud. If you know how to use Windows 7, you'll know how to use Windows 10. Windows 10 is integrated with the cloud, from web apps to browsing to Windows Store apps, Windows Desktop apps, communications, and file storage. And you can expect a full range of devices across form factors, designed and built for today's nimble businesses. From devices designed primarily with affordability in mind to innovative and even revolutionary designs, you can expect a broad array of Windows devices to choose from. And Windows 10 devices are simple to set up and manage. Whether you're doing an in-place upgrade from Windows 7 or 8 or setting up a new device, it's quick and easy. Only a light touch is required to manage and stay current with the latest Windows technology in the way that works best for your business. Windows 10 finally provides you enterprise quality security. The security features are designed for the world's largest enterprises and governments, and this foundation is built into all Windows editions, so you as an SMB benefit from it. Microsoft has built Windows 10 with the aim of making it the best client platform to use as the foundation for your technology. What does this mean? First, it's simple to use. Like I said, if you know how to use Windows 7, you'll know how to use Windows 10. The experience takes the familiarity of the Windows desktop and merges it with the power of modern Windows. The Start menu is back and better with live tiles and the adjustable size. Snap is more powerful, snapping up into each quadrant easily and displaying available apps to quickly choose the one you want. This ultimately means lower end-user training requirements, since you and your colleagues will be able to just start using Windows 10 intuitively. And the look and the feel will be consistent across Windows 10 devices, meaning a Windows 10 laptop user will feel comfortable picking up and using a phone or a tablet. The experience will be familiar and intuitive to them. This is a big benefit and avoids colleagues having to learn how to use a new device type with a different user experience. And Windows 10 will be tailored to form factor. The experience for Windows 10 is what you'd expect on a Windows PC, while at the same time when it's running on a tablet or a smartphone, it's what you'd expect there as well. Windows 10 actually has the intelligence to adapt to the device of your choosing. It will know, for example, if you have a keyboard docked into your tablet, and will automatically adjust the UIs. With Windows 10, users get the same experience across all devices, as mentioned, and the Universal App Platform helps developers to write apps that run once, that run across Windows smartphones, tablets, and PCs. This means the same code, with minimal changes, if any, runs across all these devices. It just adapts to the screen size and the types of inputs available on those devices. This experience is much simpler, more streamlined, and familiar. And Cortana, your clever new personal assistant, can search the web for you, find things on your PC, keep track of your calendar, change your events in your calendar, set reminders for you, and even answer questions. You can speak naturally or type your request right into the search box. The more Cortana helps you, the more she learns about you, the better she gets at helping you. To get started with Cortana, you just type in a question into the search box on the taskbar, or select the microphone icon and just talk. What can you say, Cortana? You speak naturally about anything. Cortana can chat, get info, do things for you. Cortana's notebook and settings is where she keeps track of what you like and what you want her to do. Use it to inform Cortana about your interests, your favorite places, even the quiet hours where you don't want to be disturbed. You can adjust settings, including the ones for all your websites. Cortana can give you a more personalized level of service based on info from you from those accounts. And of course, you can turn that feature off. You can also turn off Cortana altogether. Most importantly, Windows integrates the cloud and the PC, delivering fully functional devices that can do what you need to get your work done. You can run SaaS apps for SMBs. A lot of the newer cloud services are being built specifically for SMBs that can be turned on in an instant. CRM in the browser, e-commerce services, email marketing programs, ERP and inventory services, all running as cloud services. All of these run on top of Windows. In addition, you can use Office Online apps. Windows 10 integrates great with Office Online. These are the free Office apps that are online, where you can work on files with anyone, anywhere in real time for free. You can create, store, and share documents, spreadsheets, all online. Save them in OneDrive. And you can share them with others and collaborate with them at the same time. Windows 10 also syncs with Outlook.com for free mail, calendar, and contacts. Those apps on Windows 10 automatically sync with the service on Outlook.com, which is Microsoft's free email service built to keep you connected across your devices with powerful organizational tools and a suite of apps and services. Of course, with Windows 10, you can Skype anywhere. You can Skype on desktop, on your tablet, phone, online. Connect through the rich desktop app, connect through our mobile apps. You can send messages, make calls, and video chat without leaving your inbox for Skype or Outlook.com. And Windows 10 has OneDrive built-in cloud storage. So your files automatically sync, available wherever you are, and collaboration works extremely well with the Office web apps, as I mentioned. And if you use Office 365, you can use the same user account. Lets you save to your OneDrive or your OneDrive for Business automatically. The Windows Store is the one central place where you can conveniently and confidently acquire all the Windows apps that run across all your devices. And it runs as a cloud service, so it's always available. It stores your download information, it stores your license information where you can manage it, and it lets you easily get a new device up and running. And of course, just like Windows 8, Windows 10 synchronizes your settings across all your devices. When you use a Microsoft account or an Office 365 ID, your account, preferences, favorites, settings, all the apps synchronize between your devices. So that single account gives you a single sign-on to your device, to Office, to email, to OneDrive, to Outlook.com. And helping with those cloud services and with all your web experiences, Windows 10 also features Project Spartan. This is a code name for a new browser that we think you're going to love across all your Windows devices. It's built for the modern web, meaning it's always up to date. It basically takes all updates, automatically puts them in, and makes the web work for you. It's cleaner, smarter, it's better at all the things you do online. You can take notes as well directly on web pages, and then share or copy them to OneNote. Basically, you can write directly on web pages and then share your markup with others. Spartan also integrates with Cortana to get more done on the web. It's the only browser with built-in note-taking and Cortana integration. And then lastly, we have reading mode optimized for your device, so the layout will look perfect on a PC, it'll look great on a tablet or a smartphone. You have the convenience of reading ad-free articles and then saving your favorite reads for offline access as well. And of course, Windows devices don't just run web apps or a browser. These are all fully functional devices with PC functionality that does everything you need to get your work done. Whatever your existing infrastructure, however you like to work. Windows 10 is still Windows after all. It enables the best devices for powerful general purpose computing. You can run modern Windows Store apps. You can run the desktop apps that run on Windows 7 and later. And of course, the custom apps that you've invested in for your small company still run on Windows 10. There are literally thousands of apps for SMBs written for Windows. And the chances are your business will probably have one of these running somewhere in your environment. These are the time-tested and supported apps, fully functional ones that you rely on every day to run your business. Many businesses choose to run these critical apps on their PC or on their premise, in their environment, versus accessing them in the cloud for security reasons, for performance reasons, whatever it is. There's still a lot of on-premise, and Windows will run that perfectly. Of course, Windows doesn't need to be always connected to be functional. You can work with locally installed apps and save those files critical to your business to your local drive. And then you'll be confident they'll sync back to the cloud when you're connected again. After all, you should not need to be connected just to use your computer, just to get work done. And lastly, of course, Windows still has the largest choice of business peripherals. Continues the strength of that ecosystem by supporting a huge number of peripherals while being highly flexible and rich in the functionality and still very secure. Windows 10 allows users to have the familiar Office experience, including Office for Windows tablet and phone, which is being built for touch and mobile. Office Universal apps offer the ability to use things like mail and calendar, present PowerPoint presentations, edit Word documents, and more on the phone or on a tablet with a consistent experience on the PC. These are built for touch and mobile scenarios while they deliver the familiar Office experience, enabling increased phone and tablet productivity. Of course, you can still run Office for desktop as well. And the cloud storage space you get with Office 365 and OneDrive for Business comes with that engine automatically synchronizing your shared files and folders with your team from the cloud to your Windows device. Office 365 apps are also full clients and support the encryption and functionality of enterprise data protection. This is a security feature that we'll get into a little bit more later in the presentation. But Office 365 is a full client of this new security feature. As I mentioned, you'll have a single sign-on with Office 365. Windows 10 PCs can now use Azure Active Directory for logins and other key areas. This is the same identity service used in Office 365, making a single identity possible across Office, Windows, access to the Windows Store, OneDrive, settings, and file synchronization. Of course, you can still continue to use Microsoft accounts, Active Directory accounts, or local accounts on the PC if you wish. Windows 10 lets you use the MDM controls built into Office 365. With an embedded MDM agent, Windows 10 plugs right into Office 365 as a mobile client. That means if you're using Office 365, there's a set of MDM features. You can start managing your devices and Windows 10, even if you don't have a full MDM solution. And then finally, Continuum is a feature that allows a Windows device to change dynamically from a keyboard and mouse-driven UI to a touchscreen UI. So this is very useful for devices like 2-in-1s or a detachable, where you can really take advantage of the strengths of the different form factors. Switching from using a keyboard when you need to get a lot of typing and a mouse when you need to do a lot of precision pointing, and getting that easy to use touchscreen when you want to present or share ideas with a colleague or with one of your own customers. With Windows 10, we'll be seeing incredible new devices coming to market, both highly innovative and highly affordable. Today's Windows devices are designed and built for today's business world, where mobility and agility are paramount. Windows devices are designed to work from where you are, from thin and light notebooks to 2-in-1s that convert into tablets and laptops, to feather-light tablets and phablets, all the way to phones. PC makers in recent years have been pushing the boundaries, literally, of what PCs look like and what they can do. Not only have they created thin, light, stylish form factors, they have worked closely together with Microsoft to substantially shorten boot times, increase PC responsiveness. For example, with Windows 8, instead of closing the session, Windows 8 hibernates it, and it uses this technique to give a significant advantage over Windows 7 for boot times, 30 to 70% faster boot times on most systems. Although it is too early to confirm performance gains in Windows 10, Microsoft is making similar improvements and similar investments that should shorten boot times even further. And chip manufacturers and PC makers are working closely with Microsoft to increase battery life as well. One way Windows 10 is enabling longer battery life is through a new feature called Battery Saver, which, when turned on, automatically limits background activity and makes hardware adjustments to reduce power consumption. This is one feature that they've taken from the mobile world and brought it into the PC world. It should not be hard to find a device with a price point, the feature set, and the performance levels to adjust your needs, whether it's a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, or a phone. These are affordable devices. Microsoft knows every dollar matters to you, and that's why they've designed Windows to run on extremely minimal hardware designs with ultra-low requirements. In fact, Windows PCs have now emerged under the $300 US mark, making the decision to purchase a new device much more palatable. And on the other hand, of course, Windows still scales to enable the highest performance feature-packed devices as well, and PC makers are filling in with plenty of options. High-performance devices, ruggedized units for demanding conditions. You should easily be able to find a commercial device with just the right configuration for your business needs. From liquid draining keyboards to integrated smart card readers, USB 3.0, lightning fast SSD storage devices, and so forth. Windows 10 will support new capabilities, new devices, and new innovation as well. Microsoft and its hardware partners are building a portfolio of Windows 10 devices that will provide just the right device for just the right need. And at the same time, while driving innovation, Windows 10 is also driving device revolution as well. You might have seen the news of HoloLens and Surface Hubs, just two examples of how Windows is changing the device landscape for businesses and pioneering new experiences. There are more surprises to come as well. Windows 10 fundamentals can also light up your existing devices. You don't need to buy new. Depending on the device you upgrade, you should enjoy a number of benefits. Improved boot times on the same hardware, longer battery life, as you mentioned, better performance, greater security, faster Wi-Fi reconnects, improvements in multi-monitor and snap, an improved task manager, and a lot of the other fundamental performance benefits that you've gained in Windows 8 and in Windows 10. Microsoft has also made dramatic improvements to setting up and managing Windows 10 devices. One of the great benefits, as mentioned, of Windows has been the ability to upgrade existing devices without needing to buy new hardware. And Microsoft plans to provide a few options for deploying Windows 10 in your business. For Windows 7 and Windows 8 devices you already own, the easiest approach will be to use the in-place upgrade process to move from 7, 8, or 8.1 directly to Windows 10. And with an in-place upgrade, migrating from Windows 7, 8, or 8.1 can be done without reinstalling Windows from scratch. This preserves your data, your settings, your apps, and your drivers as required. Coming from 8.1 is a similar process to the 8.1 update that we did through the Windows Store, that Microsoft did through the Windows Store. So you can be up and running on Windows 10 very quickly. It's a simplified process, fast and reliable, and of course there's automatic rollback in the event any issues are encountered. We all know compatibility is extremely important, and as such, Windows 10 is designed so that most Windows 7 compatible hardware should work well with Windows 10. Desktop app compatibility will be very strong. It was a paramount in design principle, and the new Windows Store apps are compatible as well. Microsoft has also continued to invest in enterprise mode for IE that maximize web app compatibility. So if you have existing intranet apps, that will run well in IE. Plus, there's a free upgrade for 1 year after launch, which means you should get started right away on deployment and upgrades. Qualified existing PCs running Windows 7 or greater that meet the hardware requirements will be provided the opportunity to upgrade for free up to 1 year after launch. And like many SMBs, you may not have IT staff with the training for PC or operating system imaging and deployment, but you still require customization of your PCs, of course. You still require maybe upgrading one edition to another, or joining an MDM solution, or even adding small policies to control your devices. Windows 10 provides capabilities to simplify all these processes. For retail or channel PCs with Windows 10 pre-installed, Microsoft also provides new capabilities to transform a new device from its initial configuration out of the box into a fully configured business device. You basically can take off-the-shelf PC hardware and apply what's called a provisioning package, and the device is ready for use in your organization. There's a tool provided in Windows 10, and you can create basically as a configuration file. You can email that file to your end users or your colleagues, and that provides IT policies, drivers, enrolls in MDM, a number of different steps that you can take in order to customize the device for your configuration. Now basically you can do your own hardware image without doing any of the traditional imaging that a large enterprise needs to do. And Windows 10 now has a simpler approach to management that should benefit SMBs tremendously. It allows you to take advantage of the incredible cloud infrastructure that Microsoft has built. As mentioned, you can use the built-in MDM features of Office 365. If you already have Office 365, you have access to basic MDM features. Windows 10 plugs in right into that. You don't need additional tools. And when you need advanced MDM solutions, you can manage all your Windows 10 devices and any of the major vendors' mobile devices with a single MDM solution. Either on-premise or in the cloud, either Microsoft Intune or a third-party MDM solution. This means all your device management, whether it's Windows-based whether it's Android, iOS, whether tablets, laptops, two-in-ones, can now be done with a single solution and a single console. And this is what Microsoft means when it says a simpler approach to management. Of course, you can also use your existing infrastructure. While Windows 10 is built to be the best cloud computing client, if you have existing on-premise PC infrastructure components such as a domain, System Center, Configuration Manager, if you use group policy, Windows 10 will continue to work well with them. We also have the Business Store portal. And running your daily business typically requires great apps, great content, and the ability to get these apps to your employees and to get these content to your employees. The BSP is a new website for acquiring, using, and managing Windows Store apps. The main purpose of the Store portal is for purchasing Store apps to use in your business and then distributing them. It integrates with existing MDM and PC management solutions or the Windows Store. So you can basically use any of those tools to deploy the apps to your PCs in your organization. And it's a complement to the Store. You can actually have a private section of the Windows Store, which is not visible by the public, for your own set of applications. You or someone who works in your IT can decide which apps should go in that section of the store, and all your users, when they sign in to the store, will see your own private catalog, and so will easily be able to get to the apps that you want them to have and they need to do their daily business. Microsoft plans to deliver new innovation continuously to Windows 10 devices. Windows 10 offers customers a choice between continuous and immediate updates, or frequent and more proven updates, or a security and patches only update model for long-term stability. What this means is consumers and personal devices will receive the latest feature updates, and they are installed as they arrive via Windows Update. Or if you're a business, you can update with market-tested updates. This basically means you can opt into the consumer mechanism, or you can choose to delay those updates by several months so they can be first tested thoroughly in the market before you install them on your PCs. Of course, many enterprises and some SMBs have mission-critical systems, for example, medical office equipment, which they want to remain largely unchanged and have them only receive security updates and critical fixes. You will have the option of choosing this level of support as well. In every of these cases, both security and non-security fixes will continue for the supported life of Windows 10 on a monthly basis. All your PCs, all your devices will stay patched and better protected against online threats. And management is easier as well. You don't have to be concerned about which devices have which patches or which upgrades. If they're set to get updates, they'll always stay current. And of course, this continued innovation has benefits for the end user, who will receive new features and new functionality without having to upgrade their operating system. Microsoft, based on what many customers have told them, expects most businesses will have a mixed approach in how they choose to keep systems up to date. And Windows 10 supports this desire by allowing you to select a different pace of updates for different users or different systems, depending on the specific needs of your business. Windows will continue to get more secure with Windows 10. And the security features that are designed for the world's largest enterprises, the world's largest governments, are built into all Windows editions. So you as an SMB benefit from that design as well. Windows 10 helps you secure your devices, your user identities, and your data. On devices, Windows has components and even antivirus software that are protected from tampering. When Windows starts, one of the first actions it takes is to start Trusted Boot feature. This is a feature that protects the system core, some privileged drivers, and system defenses such as your anti-malware solution. So in effect, Windows prevents malware from being able to start early in the boot process and before the defenses have started, which Windows can prevent now malware from hiding in those defenses. You can also secure your devices through app security. The reality is that as long as it's humans writing software code, they'll continue to introduce vulnerabilities into the code, which is why in Windows 10, Microsoft invested in vulnerability mitigations for apps. That basically means that apps are designed to prevent attackers from being able to manipulate the functions already running in system memory. So even if an app has malicious code, the vulnerabilities that are exploited in those apps run in a sandbox environment. They're extremely limited in what they can do. The app itself is isolated from the system, from the data, and from other apps. And of course, one of the challenges faced with any third-party anti-malware solution is that when a malware gets onto the device with sufficient privileges, it's pretty effective at actually disabling the AV itself. And in the consumer space, there are even large numbers of devices that have out-of-date virus files. They have been disabled by malware, or in many cases, the devices are only protected by a trial or a expired subscription anti-malware solution. So starting with Windows 10, when a third-party anti-malware solution has expired and is offering no protection, Windows will attempt to help the user resubscribe to the original anti-malware solution. It will remind them a number of times, but if within 3 days a user does not act, Windows will automatically turn on Windows Defender to ensure the user is protected. In addition, Windows Defender itself is less susceptible to malware tampering. Defender has been isolated so that malware can't tamper with its own configuration and its state. And Microsoft has dramatically improved Defender's ability to detect malware. Defender takes full advantage of the power of the cloud to get the fastest possible detection times. Basically, that means when new suspicious files are detected on the system, even if the virus signatures haven't been downloaded yet, Windows 10 quickly uses the cloud to vet whether or not it knows anything about the file's reputation. And if it needs to, it can automatically force a cloud block well ahead of the distribution of the signature files. That basically means if there's a suspicious file, Windows will check on that reputation of that file, and if necessary, block the file from doing anything, even before the signatures are downloaded. And finally, it turns out that the best pathway for threats these days, whether they're phishing or malware related, is through a browser. It could be Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, you name it. Any browser is vulnerable. And as opposed to an anti-malware solution, which addresses threats after they've already landed on the device, the browser is actually in a unique position to be able to detect and block the threats before they ever make it onto the device. In Windows, this type of blocking is done using smart screen technology. Quite literally, it's the first line of defense. Smart screen technology takes advantage of the cloud, which crawls the internet looking for new URLs and apps, and applies reputations to them. From there, Windows and IE can block malicious or even suspicious sites and apps. Windows 10 helps protect security for user identities. It includes a new solution that addresses all the complexity and cost challenges that you've faced to date with existing two-factor authentication solutions. It enables your users to use the devices they already have as one of the factors. So as opposed to having a key fob to carry around with a number that changes dynamically, it means you can use your mobile phone, whether it's Windows, iOS, or Android, as one of the factors. So that code will show up on your device as opposed to having to carry something else around. And the other factor, in addition to the device, would be a biometric or a PIN. So if your users can't use their phones as one of the factors, they can actually use their Windows PC as one of the factors. So this combination of two factors dramatically helps secure user identities. This new identity can be virtually breached, theft, and phish-proof, as the user's identity will actually be bound to the device itself. Even if an attacker is able to extract it, the identity, the best they can do is to get encrypted data. It's useless to them. So that data would only be useful on that device which the user has. And then we also have another related feature that prevents what's called pass the hash attacks by putting a user's credentials into a container isolated from the rest of the systems. So users cannot get to, access to that hash in order to pass that along. So this new solution has all the convenience of a password, but at the same time, It has the enterprise quality security of today's two-factor solutions such as smart cards. Unlike those solutions, it's very easy to deploy because it can all be provisioned electronically. No longer a need to issue a special ID card, a special key fob, dongles, or buy devices with a card reader. Of course, Windows 10 continues with BitLocker to protect your data when a device is lost or stolen using full disk encryption. BitLocker is Windows' solution for this scenario, and it offers enterprise-quality full disk encryption, and it also includes a feature called BitLocker to Go, which can protect your data when it's stored on removable USB drives. With Windows 10 as well, the need for a PIN has been eliminated on most device types, and Windows can provide you a single sign-on experience that still maintains the performance, reliability, and deployment benefits that have made BitLocker great. Basically, this means you no longer have to have a PIN to unlock the drive. Another piece of data protection is enterprise data protection, and we mentioned this earlier in the presentation. So BitLocker is a great solution for protecting data when a device is lost or stolen, but how can you, as a business owner, protect your data from your users who may accidentally or even intentionally leak data? This is where EDP comes into play. This provides file-level encryption and basic rights management to corporate files. It separates and protects business data from personal data. EDP is great at identifying, separating, protecting corporate data. In most cases, it can do so without the need for wrapping an application or re-engineering anything. It fully integrates with Azure Active Directory rights management services. And it enables data protection wherever your data is. Unlike other solutions, particularly ones that use containers where they do a hard separation of data on devices and a hard separation of apps, Windows has come up with a solution that doesn't get in the way of the user experience. It doesn't require users to use special folders, to change modes from personal to business, to move into a secure zone or into a partition. Instead, the Windows solution works completely behind the scenes and protects data wherever it lives on the device. EDP also ensures only trusted apps can access your data. It's fully integrated within the experience that you're familiar with and your users are familiar with. You can continue to use the apps that you or IT choose to access protected content. Windows basically acts as a broker that gates user and app access to protected data based on the policies you define. And because the solution is integrated into the platform, you can use the same apps, Office or Notepad or third-party apps to interact with protected data, whether it's on a desktop or a mobile device. And this is a big differentiator for Windows, as in most cases you're going to be forced to use completely different apps on your mobile versus desktop devices with other competing solutions. Windows 10 is the best platform for modern business. It's designed for the modern world of cloud services and mobility, both simple to use and tightly integrated with the cloud. If you know how to use Windows 7, you'll know how to use Windows 10. In addition, the look and feel will be consistent across PCs, tablets, and phones. Universal apps built for Windows 10 will be consistent across devices, and it's really just the same app running across all those devices, simply adapting the screen size and the types of inputs you have on that particular device. And of course, Windows devices continue to work both online and offline. You can expect to see a full range of devices across form factor types, designed and built for today's nimble businesses. From devices designed with affordability in mind to innovative and even revolutionary designs, expect a broad array of Windows device price points and feature sets to choose from. Windows 10 devices are simple to set up and manage, simple to set up out of the box, whether you're doing an in-place upgrade or setting up a new device, requiring only a light touch to manage and stay current. And don't forget that qualified existing PCs running Windows 7 or greater that meet the hardware requirements should be eligible for a free upgrade in the first year. Finally, Windows 10 provides SMBs with an enterprise quality security. Windows gets more secure with Windows 10, and security features are designed for the world's largest enterprises and governments, with the foundation built into all Windows editions, so you as an SMB can benefit from it as well. Windows 10 helps you secure not just your devices, but your user identities and your data too. So at this point, we'll break out of the role. That concludes the presentation. Here is a next step page with the calls to action, where, of course, we're encouraging SMBs and partners to download the bits for tech preview, also to sign up for the Insider program, to stay current on current builds, and also participate and give feedback into the product, and your own partner call to action here as well. So thank you for attending this session. I hope you found it valuable, and we'll be posting the link to this on the Partner Learning Center or on the Ready to Go portal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the audio portion of our Partner Infopedia web conference. Once again, materials from today's presentation will be available to Microsoft employees on Infopedia, and partners, you may access the replay on the Partner Learning Center all within approximately 48 hours. That is going to be the same link that you used to register for this webcast, so you can register for future ones and also download this one as well as past recordings on that same link. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to our presenter, and thank you, audience, for logging in and joining us.